Ford just dropped a 2027 lineup so wild it barely sounds legal. A factory Mustang out, muscling a $300,000 supercar, and an electric F-15. Oh, that basically never runs out of charge. These are the top 7 most insane cars coming out in 2027. Number 7. The Ford Mustang Dark Horse SC. Ever wonder what it would feel like to outpower a car that costs 3 times as much as yours? This Mustang produces 795 horsepower from a hand-built supercharged 5.2-liter Predator 5.8, the exact same engine that lives inside the $327,000 Mustang GTD, except here you are paying around $103,000 for it. Wild, right? Visually, this thing already looks like it means business, but add the optional track pack and you get carbon fiber wheels, a ducktail rear wing pumping out 620 pounds of downforce at 180 miles an hour, and a rear seat delete that drops 150 pounds just for going faster. A 7-speed dual-clutch transmission and a carbon fiber drive shaft send power to the rear wheels, while MagnaRide adaptive shocks come standard, tech that normally only shows up on cars priced double this. And despite all that race car energy, you can still drive this thing to work every single day without dealing with a stiff, miserable ride, which is honestly rare for something putting down this much power. So, who is this actually for? If you grew up wanting a Mustang but always felt like the real performance flagship was out of reach, this is Ford handing you GTD-level power without the GTD price tag. One collector clearly got the memo too, paying $1.25 million for chassis number 1 at a Barrett-Jackson auction, with proceeds going to type 1 diabetes research. Walk into a dealership, drive out with specs that embarrass cars costing 4 times as much. That is the entire pitch right there. But if you think Ford only flexes with gas and superchargers, wait until you see what they are doing with pure torque next. Number 6. The all-new Super Duty Power Stroke. Ford is testing a brand new 8-liter diesel V8 right now, reportedly pushing somewhere between 600 and 650 horsepower, with torque sitting around 1,400 pound-feet. Does that number even make sense for a regular pickup? Honestly, it barely does. 1,400 pound-feet used to live exclusively in medium-duty commercial trucks, not something you could casually order off a Ford lot. On the appearance side, expect the same bold Super Duty face, available Tremor off-road styling, and chunky 35-inch tire packages that make it look every bit as serious as it sounds. Ever sat there doing math on whether your current truck can even finish a tow job without struggling on a grade? This Power Stroke exists specifically to make that math a non-issue. Why build this while also working on a hybrid Super Duty at the same time? Because Ford is covering both ends of the market. The hybrid plays the long efficiency game, while this Power Stroke exists purely to flex on torque and towing. So picture the actual buyer here. This is for farmers, contractors, anyone hauling heavy equipment or livestock trailers who needs a truck that pulls without flinching, not someone chasing fuel economy numbers. Diesel still rules heavy-duty work for one reason: it just keeps pulling no matter how loaded the bed gets, and this engine is Ford's way of making sure nobody forgets that. Speaking of going bigger, the next one on this list might be the biggest move Ford makes all year, literally. Number 5. The Ford Excursion. Remember when Ford killed this thing back in 2005 and just left a massive hole in the heavy-duty SUV world that nobody else properly filled? It is finally coming back. And not as some watered-down nostalgia trip either. The 2027 Excursion rides on the same Super Duty bones as Ford's toughest trucks, which is exactly why it is set to become the largest SUV sold anywhere, bigger than the Suburban, bigger than the Wagoneer L, even bigger than the Expedition Max, basically the road presence of a small bus built to actually tow and haul like a proper truck. Ever tried fitting a family of 7 plus all their gear plus a boat trailer behind a regular SUV? That is precisely the problem this thing solves. Under the hood sits the 7.3-liter Godzilla V8, already a proven workhorse inside the Super Duty lineup. Or step down to the lighter 6.8-liter version, people are nicknaming the Mini Godzilla. Both stay naturally aspirated instead of turbocharged, which keeps things simple and genuinely easier to live with long-term. There is no diesel option here on purpose, because Ford clearly decided the Godzilla V8 alone already covers the towing and payload numbers serious buyers actually need. So who is this built for? Big families? Weekend tow rigs? Anyone who outgrew their current SUV the moment real cargo or real towing entered the picture? While the Excursion goes massive, Ford is also reaching way back into history for something almost nobody saw coming. Number 4. The Ford Crown Victoria. Ford killed the nameplate in 2011 and swore off sedans completely. So why bring it back now? Because apparently that chapter was never really closed. The third-generation Crown Victoria is officially returning with a completely redesigned front end and genuinely sharper, more upscale styling. Picture a longer hood and a lower roofline that actually looks like a proper sedan instead of yet another tall crossover silhouette. But what is actually sitting under the hood? CEO Jim Farley has hinted at a new low-cost electric platform, and some speculation points to an electric Crown Victoria. But forget any big V8 dreams. That option is gone for good. The version most insiders are betting on instead is a proper V6 with rear-wheel drive and a genuinely premium interior, which honestly sounds like the sweet spot. Who actually wants this car? Anyone tired of crossovers? Anyone who misses the feel of a proper low-slung sedan? And frankly, anyone who just wants Ford to prove sedans are not dead yet. Bringing back a nameplate with this much built-in nostalgia is exactly the kind of move that gets car people talking again. Speaking of unexpected comebacks, Ford is also handing serious off-road bragging rights to one of its most beloved nameplates. Number 3, the Ford Bronco RTR. And this one solves a problem every serious off-roader already knows way too well. Ever notice how you drop $50,000 on a capable rig, drive it straight home, and immediately start planning another $15,000 in upgrades just to get it where it should have been from the factory? Ford skipped that entire headache by partnering directly with Formula Drift champion Vaughn Gittin Jr. and his RTR Vehicles team, the same group that already turned the four-cylinder Mustang into something genuinely desirable. Visually, you get hyper-lime accents stitched through the interior, on the seat belts, grab handles, even the dashboard graphics, so it looks just as unmistakable inside as it performs outside. Under the hood sits a 2.3-liter turbocharged four-cylinder running anti-lag turbo programming straight from motorsport, meaning boost pressure stays alive even when you lift off the throttle, so you get instant power exactly when you need it, climbing a rocky trail instead of annoying hesitation. Standard gear includes 33-inch all-terrain tires and Raptor-sourced cooling, while the optional Sasquatch package bumps you up to 35-inch tires, Fox internal bypass shocks, and a locking front differential. All of this comes factory-built and warranty-backed for just under $52,000. Why does that price matter so much? Because it undercuts a loaded Bronco Badlands while making the $82,000 Bronco Raptor feel like a premium choice rather than the only serious option on the lot. So who needs this one? Anyone who actually uses their Bronco off-road on weekends, not just for the school run, and does not want to spend a small fortune turning a stock truck into something trail-ready. If off-roading is not really your thing though, Ford also built something for the practical, budget-conscious crowd. Number 2, the new electric mid-size truck. And this is where things get genuinely interesting for anyone who has ever been priced out of going electric. Every electric truck on sale right now is basically priced like a luxury vehicle. So what happens when Ford builds one that working people can actually afford? Ford is backing a brand new universal EV platform with $5 billion, and the very first truck off that platform lands in 2027 with a target price around $30,000. Ever calculated how much one bad month at the pump actually costs your business? That math alone is why this price point matters so much. The footprint sits close to a Maverick, but smarter EV packaging means the cabin could genuinely beat something like a Toyota RAV4 for space. Under the surface, you get LFP battery technology for lower cost, 400-volt architecture, over-the-air updates, and Ford's Blue Cruise hands-free driving, all wrapped in simplified manufacturing, so the price tag stays real instead of quietly climbing the moment you configure one. This investment alone is creating close to 4,000 new jobs across Kentucky and Michigan. So who is this actually for? Contractors running job sites daily? Small business owners juggling multiple vehicles? Think about the person running 3 trucks for a landscaping business. Every dollar saved on fuel and maintenance goes straight back into the business instead of evaporating at the pump. Basically anyone who wants real EV savings without needing a 6-figure income to get there. And if that affordable truck has you curious about going electric, Ford saved its smartest move yet for the full-size F-150. Number 1. The all-new electric F-150. And this is Ford finally fixing the one thing that scared real truck buyers away from going electric in the first place. Remember the Lightning's biggest weakness? Picture towing a heavy trailer and watching your range drop faster than the map shows charging stations ahead. That exact fear is what kept serious buyers away. So how does Ford fix range anxiety without giving up on electric completely? A small gas engine is part of the new powertrain, but here is the twist. It never touches the wheels directly. Its only job is acting as an onboard generator. When the battery runs low on a long haul, the gas engine fires up, recharges the pack, and keeps you rolling, while the electric motors handle 100% of the actual propulsion the entire time. That means you still get the quiet, smooth, instant torque feel that makes electric trucks addictive to drive. Except now you are never stranded waiting on a charger that might not even be working. Basically, you get a built-in safety net shaped like a fuel tank, only used the moment you genuinely need it. Sounds almost too simple, right? That is exactly why it works so well. Who is this built for? Anyone who tows regularly for work, anyone who wants electric efficiency without gambling on charging infrastructure, and anyone who wrote off the Lightning for exactly this reason. The original Lightning started the conversation. This new F150 is built to finish it.